welcome back to Normalest Chicago Residents. I'm Jadyn.
And I am Grace.
It's just the two of us in the studio today.
Yep. Can I throw him under the bus?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Benji was supposed to be here, but he didn't watch the movie.
Not watch the movie.
So he doesn't get to be on the episode.
Yeah. We've banished him. He's in timeout right now.
He's in timeout.
He's in, NPC recharge mode.
Yep. So, it's just me and Jadyn.
Coming at you live, except not live. So, what have you watched this week?
Let's see. I watched, obviously, these movies. I was just talking to you about it, but I just watched Smile before I came here.
Yes.
I would have been okay not watching it. It was really freaky.
Aren't there, a lot? Which one did you watch? Just the first one? Are there multiple?
No, it just came out this year. It's the horror movie.
I thought there were two.
No, it just came out.
Oh.
But there's a prequel that's like a short story that the director made. Okay. And so it's like continues from that. But it's the first movie. It was really creepy.
Okay, you're going to be proud of me because you've been telling me to watch this. Well, okay, maybe you've kind of been telling me. I watched The Breakup.
Oh, yeah, I love that
I know
movie.
it's not the other one that you wanted me to watch, but it's one of the ones that you kept mentioning.
Yeah, I did mention it.
I didn't realize it was filmed in Chicago.
I forgot about that.
And they have a scene at the Riviera Theater, and I've been there. Also known as the Vic Theater.
Yep. I forgot that it was filmed in Chicago.
I 100% did watch that movie when I was younger. I couldn't remember because there's so many Jennifer Aniston movies, and they kind of get confused in my brain because I love Jennifer Aniston, but she kind of plays the same character for everything. So I couldn't remember if it was one of the ones that I had seen or not, but I had seen it. All right.
What did you think of it?
Okay, well, I thought it was really good. I mean, and bad.
You gave it a 1 star, 1.5 star on Letterboxd.
I was entertained, but I didn't necessarily think it was good, if that makes sense.
Okay.
And it's one of those things where it's it feels, I know that it takes place over, a lot of places because it, takes place in Chicago, but it feels like the whole thing takes place in their apartment.
Well, that's kind of the point. It's supposed to be about this relationship, this couple. I really liked it because, it was their relationship was so real. I feel like we see these, dramatic breakups. I
would even bump it up, maybe another half star, but,
yeah.
It wasn't really my thing, but I was thoroughly entertained.
It's one of those movies where I was, really annoyed at Vince Vaughn because, I know people who act like that. That's that's kind of how my dad would act sometimes. So, I know people who act like that, and it's,
it's annoying.
It's so annoying.
I really like the beginning. I liked, the first act. I just like the setup. Their arguments, are very, real. And then it just, it got, repetitive, and it felt like they were just, the same thing was happening.
Yeah, and then they date other people in the apartment. Yeah. You know what? I agree with you. I like the beginning, though, when they,
The beginning was definitely my favorite part.
Yeah, I agree.
And then I also watched Babylon.
Okay.
Which I thoroughly enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It was solid.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's I would recommend it. It's it's kind of ironic because I feel like it reminds me so much of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Which
Margot Robbie is also in, and she also plays a real life dead actress.
That's so interesting.
So
okay,
bizarre.
which one do you like more?
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
You like Margot Robbie better in that one?
Yeah, I don't necessarily like her better in that one, but I like the movie better.
Gotcha.
I think she's almost better in this one.
Okay.
Because she plays, she has more than 5 lines. And she, I don't know. It's not that I didn't like her Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, because she plays, Sharon Tate, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but she's, barely in it. Yeah.
But I like how they did that. I like that she was barely in it, because it's, they're,
oh,
keeping
yeah.
her little, she's just, she's like a vessel to play Sharon Tate. I don't know.
Yes.
But, her acting didn't need a lot of work for, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, because she had very few lines.
Very true. Very true.
But not that she's not a good actress. I love her.
Oh, she's really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
We
also watched The Place Beyond the Pines with Claire.
Yes,
and Carmen.
shout out to Claire, making us watch it.
That takes place in her hometown.
Where does it take place? I feel like she didn't tell us.
It takes place in. Oh my gosh, she didn't tell me. Schenectady. Fuck.
Yeah.
No, wait. I'll Google it because I don't even know if I Google it that I'll say it right though.
Yeah, but I feel like. I feel like.
Schenectady.
Schenectady. Okay.
It's something really close to
that. I feel like it doesn't it take place near Claire? Like, I feel like she might have mentioned that. I don't know.
I think maybe she mentioned it once or twice that possibly that movie might take place around her, maybe.
Yeah, As
if we weren't pausing the movie every minute and a half to see if she recognized anything in the background.
We were sitting in her room for like an hour, and we had only made it like 20 minutes into the movie.
Yeah, for her it must have been incredibly frustrating because that movie is almost all close-ups. So it's like there's nothing going on in the background.
She kept trying to pause it to be like, I know this. I know where that is. But she couldn't see it.
Anyway.
But it was actually a good movie. It's been on my list for a while.
I gave it 3.5 stars, apparently. And I captioned it, Ken goes off the rails and gets a goofy ass space cat. Because he is playing Ken in Barbie. Although,
speaking of Margot Robbie.
I had to fact check that because I keep forgetting which Ryan is which.
We know your difficulty with identifying white men.
I have white men face blindness. It only applies to white men, but it's afflicting my everyday life.
But yes, it is the correct Ryan.
I can't tell them apart, and I can't tell the Chris's apart.
There's more Chris's, so I feel like, but there's...
The only one that I can tell for sure is Chris Pratt.
Oh, yeah, because he's...
I also have a lot of, I can, I'll think the same person is, I'll think two people are the same one person. So it's, I think everyone is Sandra Bullock. What am I trying to say? I think Julia Roberts and Sandra Bullock are both Sandra Bullock until I see them next to each other, and then I can identify them.
Okay, so which one of them is in Speed?
I don't know.
Have you ever seen Speed?
I don't know.
Oh.
Maybe?
It's a Keanu Reeves movie.
Which one's the one that she's in space for?
Gravity.
That's Sandra Bullock, isn't it?
That's Sandra Bullock.
Okay. And I know that she's the one in Ocean's 8.
Yeah. Sandra Bullock is in Speed with Keanu Reeves.
Okay.
It is a very good movie that is now something that I'm going to make all of us watch.
Okay, cool.
Okay, I'm going to say something. I know my mom's going to be listening to this eventually. I grew up watching Keanu Reeves movies because she's in love with him. So I've watched most of his movies. Her favorite is The Matrix. I have seen The Matrix my entire life. I don't even remember the first time I've seen it. But I might like Speed better than The Matrix.
Okay.
I think I like Keanu Reeves better in Speed.
Okay.
I don't know.
I mean,
anyway,
I can't really weigh in on
exactly.
this.
I'm just going to put that out there. That's my hot take.
My main thing is the Ryans. I can't tell them apart. And it's not like I think both of them are one person most of the time. I just can't tell which one's which.
They're both...
Even when I see both... normally, when I see them next to each other, I can kind of be like, that one's that one. But with the Ryans, I still struggle even if I'm seeing both of them.
Mm. I mean, they're both funny, so, they're both really good actors, so I feel like it makes sense.
Ryan Reynolds is the one in La La Land.
No. That's Ryan Gosling. Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool. Ryan Gosling.
Oh, wait, okay. So then which one?
Ryan Reynolds
is the one married to Blake Lively.
Yes.
Okay.
And Ryan Gosling is the one married to Ava Mendes.
Beforehand.
Yes.
Okay.
Ryan Reynolds is in the Deadpool movies.
Okay.
Deadpool. Ryan Gosling is Ken.
I also kind of struggle with Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt.
That's accurate.
It's one of those things where it's I think that they're both Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
Which is bad for... Actually, it's kind of bad for both of them. I don't really like either of them, if I'm being honest.
Well,
my hot take is I find them both annoying. I mean, I guess it's not really a hot take, because people are very critical of Leonardo DiCaprio these days. And with his...
his 19-year-old girlfriend.
I was going to say his preteen girlfriend.
His girlfriend that is literally as old as us. So... Anyway.
And I also saw Wolf of Wall Street. That's why I'm thinking of that at this moment. Although, I actually think that was long enough ago that maybe that was last week's episode. I mentioned that.
I think it was as well.
I don't know. Okay.
Oh, what projects are we working on outside of this?
I mean, I have been working on my one little film for quite some time at this point. But I do think maybe we film when Carmen gets back.
Oh, the film that we were starting. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
It's because it's just midterms hit, and then we kind of didn't have time to do anything.
I feel like we've all been crazy busy.
Yeah, I literally was at the library for 9 hours yesterday.
Oh my God.
Full 9 hours yesterday. Damn. But yeah.
It's just been I feel like this quarter has flown by.
Once Carmen comes back, I think we try to finish filming next week.
Okay.
And plus the weather's gonna be hopefully a little bit better. So
yeah,
it was snowing and that was kind of inconvenient.
Jadyn likes to film during like really bad weather. Her first short film, it was so windy out.
You couldn't hear anything in the mic.
You couldn't hear anything. And then this one, it was a snowstorm outside. Yeah. So.
All right. So we are watching Rocky Horror Picture Show, the 1975 classic.
Yes.
Would you like to lead in with the warnings, Grace?
Of course. It's a
there's a handful.
It's quite a bit. First of all, it's rated R.
Yes.
It won't surprise anyone when I tell you that this movie includes sex and nudity, violence and gore, profanity, alcohol, drugs and smoking, frightening. Why should you be frightening?
It's just frightening and intense scenes.
Oh, frightening and intense scenes. I didn't finish it.
It's just frightening.
Frightening and intense scenes.
Which I don't necessarily know if I mean, yeah.
This was Wikipedia, right?
Probably.
I don't know if I agree with Wikipedia.
Alright, so the synopsis. Alright, we have this. I got this from Wikipedia, by the way. The story centers on a young engaged couple. Yes, Jadyn and Brad. Whose car breaks down in the rain near a castle where they seek a telephone to call for help. The castle, or country home, is occupied by strangers in elaborate costumes celebrating an annual convention. They discover the head of the house is Dr. Frank N. Furtenberg. What the fuck? Dr. Frank N.
Furter.
Someone say it for me.
Frank N. Furter.
Yes. An apparently mad scientist who actually is an alien. Okay. I say this word because this is what they use, and this is how Dr. Frankenfurter described himself, transvestite from the planet transsexual in the galaxy of Transylvania, who creates a living muscle man named Rocky in his laboratory. Yes.
I would like to say that the reason it's it's supposed to be a take on Frankenstein.
Oh, I know.
So that's...
Because he's bringing it to life.
Yeah, so just...
Yeah, I just couldn't get it out for some reason. Yes, so... Slay. Okay, cast.
Okay. So this movie was produced by Lou Adler and Michael White, and it was directed by Jim Sharman. The screenplay was also written by Sharman, as well as Richard O'Brien, who is a member of the cast. Who does he play?
It's a good question. You thought I would know that?
While I finish reading the cast.
Okay, I'll look it up.
So this movie stars Tim Curry, who, if anyone is wondering, another great movie to watch him in, Clue is fantastic.
Oh, I was going to recommend Home Alone or Annie.
Oh, no, Clue's so good. I love Clue. Susan Sarandon, who's also in a lot of stuff. Nothing's coming to mind. And
she's in Thelma and Louise.
Well, yeah, Thelma and Louise. I know she's in Enchanted. And Barry Bostwick, and is narrated by Charles Gray.
Okay, wait, who was it?
Richard O'Brien.
Riff Raff. Oh, that's the blonde.
Yeah, the sidekick.
Got whipped at that one point.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Interesting. I didn't know it was written by him.
What are our first thoughts and impressions? Well, okay, to be fair, I mean, I think they mean the movie was written by him, not the play.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he probably just... I feel like...
Well, they just, adapted it.
Yeah.
To film. Yeah.
All right, first thoughts and impressions.
I want to hear from you, Jane, because this was your pick.
This was my pick. I had never seen it. I knew everything that was going to happen in it because I feel like I've seen so many things about it, and also the Glee the Glee take.
I wasn't gonna mention Glee until later because I have something to say about that.
I think that's why I was thinking about this movie because Claire and I watched that not that long ago.
Oh,
the
okay.
Glee episode of
this movie
of
Horror.
Rocky Horror. I mean, they did it justice, and this is my opinion.
It's actually really good. I literally wrote Glee. I have my notes, and I just wrote because I wanted to mention it. It's actually really good.
Specifically, Mercedes as Frankenfurter.
Yes.
Not only did she tear that song up, but I would even say, I don't know, she did it more than justice. She did it really, really good.
I mean, when is Mercedes not going above that? She's amazing.
That's true, but to be I don't know. Okay, I don't want to say anything controversial. I was just going to say I really, really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah. I also, what I did was I watched the movie, and then I watched the Glee episode.
I wanted to do that. I just didn't have time, but, yeah.
Yeah, it's actually, I mean, Glee is so cringy, and I skipped through any scene with Will Schuester and anything that wasn't, the musical part when they're, performing the acts. But, like, I honestly think that Finn and Rachel's version of Damn It, Janet was actually...
Janet.
I thought it was really good. Like, I thought it was really good.
They did justice to all of the characters. And they made them, like, the characters fit. Okay, we need to not talk about
okay.
There's an actual movie that we keep talking about. Yeah.
But yeah. And that's how Sue sees it.
That's how Sue sees it.
Yeah. Oh, my thoughts? Yeah, I mean, this wasn't my first time watching it either. Or I haven't watched it. Mm-hmm. I think I love this movie. It's very funny, and it's not for everybody, obviously. The red lips at the beginning are so iconic.
Oh, I love it so much.
I love the red lips. That's another thing from Glee, that they did Santana as the red lips in the beginning was fucking great.
Were they all the red lips? Didn't they switch them out? Or was it just her?
I think it was just Santana.
Oh, okay, I don't remember. I need to go back and watch it now. I watched it so recently. Like, I literally watched that episode, like, maybe 2 weeks ago, and now I'm gonna watch it again.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a good episode. Anyway. But yeah, so the red lips are iconic. Tim Curry is amazing in this movie. He is...
the Home Alone hotel manager.
That's right, yeah. No, he's so, like... Can you imagine making this movie in 1975 and, like, having... the guts to do it.
Yes, or like, I don't know. It's like, okay, this isn't gonna, I don't know how much sense this is gonna make, but in my head, it like ranks, it's like very close to But I'm a Cheerleader. Like, it's on the same, like satirical, like, gay movie that's like a cult classic, and like, probably, like, not every part of it aged well, but like, in a good way, and like it's forgivable because it was like doing it on purpose and it was like ahead of its time.
Yeah, I think I like the beginning half more than the second half because I think it had like all the iconic songs. Agree with that. You know, and then it was like, you know, the ending confused me just in general. Like, I know that's supposed to be weird and random,
to be confusing,
but yeah. But I do really like the beginning, and yeah, I mean, what's the song that he does?
Which one?
When Tim Curry comes out.
I don't remember what it's called, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's the Mercedes song.
It's the Mercedes song. That is so good. Also, I want that to be my entrance to any sort of event ever. Just coming out of an elevator. Yeah. He was amazing.
And not to keep talking about Glee, because I know that's already what this episode is going to like come down to. The part in the Glee episode version where Miss Pillsbury and Will Schuester are like in that room.
I skipped that as well.
Okay, well, my hot take is that I actually really like her. I just don't like him.
Yeah,
I think I really like her.
Will Schuester was shirtless, and I couldn't. But, I almost threw up. I couldn't.
But I remember like watching, because I watched that episode like for like a long time, and like I didn't really realize how spot on she got that. Mm-hmm. Like she, like the voice that she does is even like similar. And then when I finally watched the actual movie, I was like, oh my god.
I feel like the characters are also very similar in ways. Yeah. Like they're both like shy at the beginning. And
yeah.
So yeah, I agree with that. Definitely. Yeah. But I couldn't watch it.
Yeah.
I've watched it once in my life, and that's enough.
Facts. Okay, wait. Where?
But yeah, I mean, I thought this movie. Also, I would just like to say that his pearl necklace that he wears at the beginning, I was like, as soon as I saw it, I was like, Jane would wear that. Absolutely.
Okay, I remember thinking something, but I don't remember what it looked like.
Like, I remember a big pearl necklace when he's got the like, the.
Yes.
You know.
Dr. Frankenfurter.
Yes. It's
a really good episode. All right. Do we have any more likes and dislikes? I feel like that was. Where did it go? I really enjoyed the goofy lasers at the end when he's like shooting him, and it's like they don't look realistic at all. But it's 1975, obviously.
Yeah. Or when the house floats up at the end, and it's just the three of them, the doctor, and then Janet and Brad, like just there. That's a really funny scene too, when they catch Janet and Rocky, and Dr. Scott goes in like, Dr. Scott, Janet, Brad,
I love
Rocky.
That part.
I love that part.
Oh, so
I also love that part in Glee too, because when Will's like, fifth line,
Yeah.
Anyway,
a bit of lore about my mom. Oh my god, I was texting her while I was watching this movie, And what exactly did she say? I bet I can find it. She said when she was younger, she used to go to Rocky Horror Picture Show every few weekends, and then after the show was over, they would collect all the toilet paper in the theater and go TP someone's house.
Damn.
And I was like, cool. You know when you like forget that like your parents were people?
I know. Yeah.
Sorry, Mom. And then like you're reminded that they actually like experienced lives and had like lives before you.
Oh, absolutely.
That sounds really terrible.
My mom was she wasn't with the best crowd when she was our age, and like, you know, like very into like bikers, and bikers. Was always like, you know, out at nights, you know, smoking cigarettes with, you know, with the, you know, she's gonna kill me for saying this, but it's true. Like, that's what she did. She was very rebellious.
I would never do anything like that. Like,
same. Like, can you imagine? I think
that's so cool, but I would never. The thought of TPing someone's house gives me such intense anxiety that I would never even consider doing anything like that.
Yeah.
Or like, yeah, I don't do bad things.
I know.
And I like part of me wishes that I did.
Honestly, it's same because my mom is so great and so chill and like just a great mom that like, you know. Mm-hmm. But I'm like it's all wasted on me because I don't do anything bad. Like I don't do anything. Yeah. Anyway.
That's okay.
I would also like to mention I did a little math for this. Okay. Because I was feeling real, you know.
I can't relate.
Specific and you know, really.
Okay.
You know, so because I was like, because it's a huge production and like the part when they're like rolling Dr. Scott like up the stairs and like just all of it, I was like, I wonder how much this movie cost to make. Mm-hmm. So I did a little digging.
It is one of those movies where you can't tell at all. Like it could be any number.
Exactly. So I did a little digging, and the budget for this movie in 1975 was $1.4 million.
Really?
And then I did some math. I did some math that we learned in our quantitative reasoning class. Ooh. I took the Consumer Price Index.
Oh my god! The CPI.
The CPI. I found the CPI of 1975 and 2022, and I converted it. It's $7.6 million.
That's insane. Because I was gonna say, I bet this was kind of a small budget movie.
I would like to give a couple of movies I did as comparison as well. The movie X with Jenna Ortega and Mia Goth was $1 million budget.
I like that you're using horror movies as a comparison. That's smart.
Well, it's just because The Menu had a $30 million budget.
Some movies, it's like I was like, why does it cost that much? Because you really can't tell sometimes.
Exactly. Are you ready for this one?
No.
3,000 Years of Longing.
Oh my god. It's gonna be the highest fucking number too.
$60 million.
For such an ass movie.
Seriously. So anyway, to put it into context, if you think of like the production of like X and then, you know, stuff like that. But yeah, today it would cost $7.6 million to make this movie. I was feeling real mathematic. I pulled out Excel.
Not to be like that person, it does take away a little bit of the charm for me because I think it's kind of supposed to look cheap and stuff.
Yeah.
So the fact that they were purposely making it look cheap instead of like, you know what I mean? I don't know. Like I feel like at the point where they had that much money, I'm not saying that they could have made it better because it's a really, really good movie.
Yeah.
But like it didn't need that big of a budget. Like I mean, I guess it's filmed in like a castle, so like, but even that, I don't know.
And probably the actors as well, you know.
Yeah, but they weren't that famous at that point.
Yeah,
were they?
I guess.
I maybe not. Maybe they were. I don't know. I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I wasn't alive in 1975.
Yes.
Also, just for like scale, like this movie came out like 6 years after Stonewall.
Damn.
Do you think about that? Like, that's insane.
Yeah. I mean, this movie was...
Like, this movie, like, obviously it was probably very shocking at the time. I mean,
imagine? Oh,
yeah. And then it's like a cult classic now,
That's why it's a cult, yeah. I mean, can you imagine making something like this back then? Like...
No. Oh, wait. Okay. Hang on. Because... Where did it go? Oh, I was just seeing if, like, what other things the director made, but nothing really super big.
Mm-hmm. Well, they did have a sequel, I found out, because I did the same thing. I wanted to look up the director, and they had a sequel to this movie called Shock Treatment.
Oh. Is it, do we think it's any good?
I
would probably guess no, but that's just an assumption.
I don't know. It didn't, I don't know.
Didn't resonate?
But it's like a sequel of Rocky Horror. Okay. So.
Same characters and everything?
I'm not sure. All I read was like.
Okay.
Shock Treatment is a follow-up movie to Rocky Horror Picture Show.
You know, I found out that the person that plays Janet, what's her name again?
Susan Sarandon.
She plays Louise in Thelma and Louise.
Mm-hmm.
Or she plays Louise.
Oh God, Louise. It's been so long
Thelma
since I've seen
is Gina Davis' character.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. That movie changed my life.
That is a very good movie.
I'll be real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That had Brad Pitt. That had Brad Pitt in it too.
I remember.
He was in that movie.
But didn't they
that was
kill
like his,
him?
Yeah, that was like one of his first movies.
We need to watch that movie too because I love Thelma and Louise.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I don't know. It also just, something about that makes sense to me. Like, I feel like Thelma and Louise was like very like queer coded, like whatever. Yeah, and like the fact that she was in this movie and she played like Janet in Rocky Horror, like it makes sense to me. Like it connects the dots a little bit.
I would also like to point out that Susan Sarandon was involved in a skit on probably my favorite skit on SNL to date, Dick in a Box, from Andy Samberg and Justin Timberlake, and it was the second one. Have you ever seen that skit? No. It's so famous because they're like, oh shit, I didn't get my girlfriend a gift, and they're like, put your dick in a box, and it's like a whole song, and you know, because it would make so much more sense if Claire's there because she would know what I was talking about. But Andy Samberg has a band, The Lonely Island. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like a production company as well. So it was like them singing as well as Justin Timberlake.
Okay, I'll have to watch it.
And it's really funny because they have like, it's supposed to be like, you know, they have like the shoulder pads and really bad mustaches and beards and it's like really bad hair. Like it's supposed to be really funny. And they actually made 3 of them for every time that Justin Timberlake came to, I think it was like 2 times he hosted and then Andy Samberg came back to host. But there was Dick in a Box. And then the second one was, I can't remember what it was called, but basically it was with Susan Sarandon and I don't remember the other mom. But they went to jail after the first one for public indecency. And then the second one, they get out of jail and they're like, oh shit, it's Mother's Day. What are we going to get our moms? And we're like, I'm gonna fuck your mom for you. So they have sex with each other's moms. And that's Susan Sarandon is in that skit. And it's...
That's SNL?
It's hysterical. I mean, it's... You know, it's one of those
things like... that?
Well, the third one was with Lady Gaga as well. Okay. So, like, not that long ago? I don't know.
Okay.
It was when Andy Samberg was still on SNL, which was a while ago. But
okay.
Anyway, I just wanted to point that out because every time I see Susan Sarandon, that's like one of the first things my brain jumps to.
Interesting. I would have never associated her with that.
It's really funny. It's really funny, actually. Anyway.
All right. So, I know we're wrapping up a little early, but there's only the 2 of us. So
yeah. I mean,
what would you rate this movie?
Out of 10, right?
Yeah.
7.
Okay. I would rate this movie like a... What did I give it even? I don't even remember.
I don't know.
I think I give it... Oh, okay. I give it 5 stars.
Damn.
See, I can never remember because like I always go off my initial feelings and then sometimes I'll be like...
And then you sit with it and you're like, actually...
I think I would... See, it's weird because I think I would give it 5 stars on Letterboxd, but I don't think I would give it 10 out of 10 on it. Like,
interesting.
Maybe like a... I really liked it. Maybe like a 9. It's just like, I feel like it... More so for, like, its, like, cult classic feel. Like, it's, like, I don't know. It's just so, I don't know.
I get what you mean.
It changed everything. Also, really like...
Yeah. Some of it still holds up.
I still think of that Perks of Being a Wallflower when they do...
they do the live performance.
They do Rocky
about that.
Which, also, when you think about it, they were in high school. Kind of fun.
And Glee was high school too.
Yeah, he was supposed to be a 14-year-old though. Like the first guy, because he was a freshman.
Damn.
Like the guy, because you know, like the whole thing was like he was like a freshman at high school and he was like 14, and then he was like in love with Emma Watson's character. Yeah. She was like 18, which again a little weird. Yeah. Also, not to like completely like go down a different path, but the fact that, like, the whole thing was, like, he was, like, assaulted by, like, his aunt, like, his older, like, aunt or whatever, and then he, like, they also, like, made him in love with, like, an older woman, Emma Watson. Like, it feels, like, a little off to me.
It's been a while since I've seen the movie, so I don't remember all of it, but I do remember the Rocky Horror scene. Yes. So I remember some parts of it.
Oh, but so good. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's a cult classic. Like,
it is.
It's good in the way that I love Jennifer's Body, or in the way that I love But I'm a Cheerleader, or in the way that I love
Jennifer's Body too.
Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing. Like, it's kind of quirky like Jennifer's Body.
Yeah.
Like, where it's, like, you know, it doesn't take itself too seriously.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Or, what's the other? Oh, now I kind of associate it on the same, like, little thing as Megan. Like, I associate it, like, all of those movies are, like, in the same
That movie's sphere. On Peacock now.
Megan?
Yeah.
Yes. It's like Megan's so bad, but it's so good.
Yeah.
And, like, yeah. Although, I don't know how I feel about when movies come out and they're, like, already, like, a little cult classic-y. Like, because they're not supposed to, that's, like, not the point.
Yeah.
Because you're supposed to, like, they're supposed to be bad at first, and then people grow to love them over time. They're supposed to earn their place. And Megan did not, but it was still good.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. Any last thoughts? Any more notes to share?
Just the costumes were fantastic. I think the costumes was also why I looked up the budget of the movie. You know, everyone's outfits were really fun.
Yeah.
It just looked like everyone had fun making this movie.
Yeah, and
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you can't take it too seriously. Like, when, like, can you imagine being Susan Sarandon or Barry Bostwick?
I have no idea.
And the Brad.
Mm-hmm.
And just, like, having to shoot, like, almost an entire movie just, like, in your underwear. Like, you have to laugh at it. You can't take it too seriously, because it just looked like everyone had a lot of fun making this movie. I also really loved Magenta and Riff Raff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because they're brother and sister.
Mm-hmm.
And so I love their, like, you know, their dynamic duo.
Oh my god, when they murdered... Oh, when he murdered the biker.
Eddie. Yeah.
I didn't realize that. That's, like, the only thing that I didn't realize happened in the movie.
Oh.
Because... I don't know. No, like, I had just never, like, heard that was going to be a thing. And
do you know why Eddie was in the freezer in the first place?
No, why?
So, because I was looking at... Because I was so confused by the ending, I went and looked up the plot on Wikipedia to see. Mm-hmm. They used Eddie's half of his brain to put in Rocky. That's why he was in the freezer. Yeah.
That did not click in my...
It did not... They don't really... Yeah. But yeah.
It was just a brutal murder out of nowhere.
Also,
I was so confused what was going on there.
Yeah. Also, speaking of, like, all the, like, body, you know, like, you know, I feel like when Brad first takes off all his clothes, I feel like Tim Curry's like, you know, like, he, like, looks down. Uh-huh. He's like, Mm-hmm. He's like, that would look really good in Rocky. You know? Like, it's so weird. Like, if you think about it, but...
Yeah.
But it's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched the movie, oh my god, what was it called? Pink Flamingos. It's, have you ever seen it? It's like the John Waters movie. It's, like, it's one of, like, the more disturbing things I've ever watched in my entire life.
Wow.
But, it just, like, it reminded me of that because it was, like, around the same era, and it was also, like, a little gay, a little... It has the same vibe, because Pink Flamingos, like, the whole thing, is, like, it's, like, a drag queen, and it's, like, they're doing everything that people fear about gay people. So, like,
interesting.
Like, all of these awful rumors and, like, everything that people say, like, truly, like, every terrible thing, like, they're doing, and it's, like, selling babies, like, doing literally everything. But I kind of associated them when I was watching the movies, because it's, like, what people fear about, like
queer people,
like gender nonconforming people versus, like,
exactly.
What people, So, I mean, I know that's kind of why it's loved, but, like, I
feel like if you could put the two of them together, like, Rocky Horror did it right, where it's, like, it makes fun of it, and it's, like, it doesn't hurt the movement. I feel like that sounds like it went a little too far to, like...
I mean...
You know.
It's, like, I get what they were trying to do, and I I'm not really here to criticize something that happened in 1972. You know what I mean? Because it's like it came out at the time. It was just doing its thing. I don't know. Yeah. But it definitely like took a different approach.
Yeah.
But also, it kind of gave off somewhat of a similar vibe, except that one was more like documentary-y vibes than like musical vibes.
Gotcha. I do like the musical part of it though.
Yeah.
I think if it didn't have the musical part,
it would have a very different energy if it didn't have the musical part.
I think so. I think the musical part. I mean, it is a musical.
I know.
So.
But yeah.
But I think it saves it.
Picturing it without the music, I don't know how much I would like
that. Yeah.
Okay.
And that's the power of music.
Exactly.
Exactly. And on that note.
Yeah, okay. So, as usual, you can follow us and listen to us on Normalest Chicago Residents on our Spotify. That's also our Instagram and our YouTube. You can find our website. It's linked in our Instagram. It's linked. I mean, I don't know if you can find it just by searching it, but it's Normalest Chicago Residents. You can listen on our website. And, yeah, I mean, I think that's it.
Yeah.
So, we hope that you have a very good day.
Yep.
We hope that you enjoyed listening to us talk about Rocky Horror.
Yep.
Woo!
Go watch it.
Yeah. It was a good movie. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. It's definitely worth a watch. Maybe even go to the Music Box Theater and see it live.
Watch it. If you can, watch it live.
Yeah. Anyway.
We hope you have a really good rest of your day.
Yes.
Happy Monday.
Yeah,
if you're watching this when it comes out. And goodbye.